why the Spurs should trade for Trae Young, and why Trae Young and Victor Wembanyama could be a perfect duo. Trae Young recently switched agents, even away from Rich Paul. Wemby's own current teammates can barely throw him an accurate lob, and he'll still find insane ways of finishing them. Imagine having one of the best passing point guards and lob threats with Trae Young to pair up with Wemby. Trae Young averaged the most points per game as a pick and roll ball handler last season with 11.7 points per game. Trae Young also averages the most pick and roll possessions per game with 12 possessions per game. The season before, Trae Young was second in pick and roll points per game and possessions per game as the pick and roll ball handler. Even in the 2021-22 season, Trae was first in pick and roll points per game with 13.6 points per game and possessions per game of 14 possessions per game as a pick and roll ball handler. But it's not only Wemby who can benefit a lot from having a true point guard like Trae Young. Their two-man game with pick and rolls would be unstoppable, just like Trae was with other centers. But Wemby covers a massive criticism for Trae Young, and that's defense. Wemby can anchor a defense and is extremely versatile as a defender to even stretch the floor and keep up with opposing guards. Even though Trae has put more effort and improved on defense last year, his ceiling as a defender due to his build and size is always going to be low, but pairing him with an all-time great defender at this age in Wemby could cover for his defensive deficiencies while also having an elite offense. Wemby has never played with the scorer and playmaker with the skill set of Trae Young, so he'll also get much more efficient shots and be able to win more now. Wemby's already ready now, and we saw with his unbelievable stretch to close out the season winning Rookie of the Year and runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year. The Spurs have 2 first-round draft picks they can trade for Trae, including one from the Raptors as part of the Jakob Poeltl trade. In the Poeltl trade alone, they also got an additional 2 second-round picks they can throw into a trade. But the Hawks have a wide variety of draft picks to choose from, as the Spurs have 2 first-round draft picks and 2 second-round draft picks in the upcoming 2024 NBA draft. But in the 2025 NBA draft, the Spurs have an insane 4 first-round draft picks and 3 second-round draft picks. The Hawks already decided they want to keep the first pick, signaling a likely rebuild too. The Hawks don't like Trae's coach killer rumors too, and the Spurs would be a perfect fit as coach Greg Popovich is not one Trae can push past or get fired. Popovich has the most power in the Spurs player-coach hierarchy, and so Trae can settle that coach killer narrative while also finally playing for an all-time great coach. We've seen many rising stars improve with Popovich, and so there's even room for a still young Trae to improve, especially off ball. It hasn't worked for the Hawks and Trae for years now, even after acquiring DeJounte Murray, and they can only struggle in playing games every year for so long. It's time for the Hawks and Trae Young to move on. Victor Wembanyama is also extremely competitive and does not want to be part of a rebuild already. He wants to win, and the Spurs must not waste the young prime of likely one of the greatest prospects and players of all time. The Spurs were horrible last year, and Wemby deserves better, and the Spurs should admire that tenacity and help Wemby sooner rather than later. We live in an era where unhappy stars leave early, especially now, so the Spurs should start prioritizing winning now before they lose a generational talent and allow him to leave for nothing when his rookie contract expires. Remember, even generational superstar Shaq left Orlando after only 4 seasons and went on to win 3 straight NBA championships and finals MVPs with the Lakers later.
Shaq, why did you decide the Lakers and not Los Angeles? What was the Lakers and not Orlando? What was the telling decision for you? Question to Shaquille O'Neal. Shaq,
yes.
People in Orlando watching live on television would like to know why you chose Los Angeles over the Los Angeles Lakers. What was the real reason?
Well, like I said, changes for the good.
I'm sure the Spurs wouldn't want that. There's not many guaranteed and proven young stars available on the trade market like Trae Young. Anyways, and chasing an aging star would not fit Wemby's timeline. Wemby's a unique talent that feels like any star can fit alongside him though, so maybe that's why the Spurs are picky around who they want to build around him. But keep in mind, winning matters for accolades, and Wemby clearly cares about accolades, especially after not winning Defensive Player of the Year and almost losing Rookie of the Year based on that criteria. The Spurs should not want to hold Wemby back from greatness and force his hand to leave. Let me know in the comments if you think Trae would be a great fit alongside Wemby, or if you think there's a better star out there to chase after. If you liked the video, please remember to like and subscribe. Be sure to check out one of my other videos on the screen.